People today are very advanced. Today we don't burn meat, we wear clothes every day. And we have built divine settlements. We have built society by living permanently in one place. Our medical science has also advanced a lot, along with our advances in space. In today's video, you are going to know what we have discovered in space in the 21st century. In the 21st century, we have discovered many things in space. In today's video, I will talk about 10 such discoveries. Kicking off list at number 10, we have the discovery of exoplanets. Exoplanets are planets that orbit stars outside our solar system. In the 21st century, astronomers have discovered thousands of these planets using advanced technology, mainly by observing how the brightness of stars changes when planets pass in front of them or by detecting slight movements of stars due to a planet's gravitational pull. In 2009, NASA launched its Kepler Space Telescope. NASA's Kepler mission revolutionized the search for exoplanets. It discovered over 2,600 exoplanets by monitoring 150,000 stars. These are large gas planets like Jupiter, but much more closer to their stars, making them very hot. An example is 51 Pegasi b, the first discovered in 1995, but many more were found later. Some are rocky planets larger than Earth, but smaller than gas giants like Neptune. An example is Kepler 452b, a planet about 60% larger than Earth in the habitable zone of its star. Planets smaller than Neptune but with thick atmospheres, often gaseous, and some exoplanets found are similar in size and composition to Earth, and a few are located in the habitable zone of their stars, where liquid water could exist. In 2016, scientists discovered Proxima Centauri b. This is an Earth-sized planet orbiting Proxima Centauri, the star closest to our Sun. It lies in the habitable zone, meaning it could have liquid water. In 2017, scientists discovered TRAPPIST-1 system. 7 Earth-sized planets were discovered orbiting a star just 39 light-years away. 3 of them are in the habitable zone, raising hopes of finding life. At number 9, we have the groundbreaking detection of gravitational waves in 2015. In 2015, scientists made an incredible discovery that confirmed a prediction made by Albert Einstein 100 years earlier: gravitational waves. Gravitational waves are ripples in the space-time, the fabric of the universe itself. Think of space-time like a big stretchy sheet. When two heavy objects move or collide, they create ripples in the sheet, just like when you drop a stone in water. Scientists at an observatory called LIGO in the US detected these waves for the first time on September 14, 2015. What made the waves? Two massive black holes, about 29 and 36 times the mass of our Sun, spiraled around each other and collided. This crash happened 1.3 billion years ago, but the ripples reached Earth in 2015. Coming in at number 8, the Mars Rovers. The discovery and exploration of Mars by rovers have been a major part of our search to understand the red planet. NASA's Sojourner was the first successful Mars rover. Sojourner was part of the Mars Pathfinder mission and landed on Mars in July 1997. Sojourner was small and explored a small area studying rocks, soil, and the atmosphere. It was active for about 3 months, though it was only supposed to work for a week. NASA sent 2 more rovers, Spirit and Opportunity, in 2004. These rovers were larger and designed to explore Mars for about 90 days. Spirit landed on one side of Mars, while Opportunity landed on the other. Both rovers found evidence that water once existed on Mars, which was a huge discovery. Spirit got stuck in the sand in 2009 and stopped communicating in 2010. However, Opportunity was a true success. It continued working for nearly 15 years until a dust storm blocked its solar panels in 2018. Curiosity is a much larger rover, about the size of a car. It landed in 2012 in a place called Gale Crater, where scientists think water might have flowed in the past. Curiosity's goal is to study if Mars ever had the right condition for life. It found evidence of ancient lakes and organic molecules, which are the building blocks of life. Perseverance is the latest rover, landing in 2021. It is exploring a place called Jezero Crater, where there might have been an ancient river. Its main mission is to search for signs of past life and collect samples that future missions will bring back to Earth. Perseverance also bought a small helicopter named Ingenuity, which made history by becoming the first aircraft to fly on another planet. The number 7 is the first image of black hole. The first image of a black hole was captured in April 2019 by the Event Horizon Telescope, a network of telescopes around the world working together to create a giant Earth-sized telescope. The image showed a glowing orange ring with a dark center. The dark center is a black hole's shadow, the area where light disappears. The glowing ring around it was caused by a super hot gas and light swirling around the black hole before getting sucked in. The black hole is in a galaxy called MH7, about 55 million light years away from us. It's gigantic, about 6.5 billion times the mass of our Sun. Before this image, black holes were just theoretical. They were predicted by physics, but we never saw one directly. This was the first visual proof that black holes exist. It also helped confirm some of Albert Einstein's theories about gravity. At number 6, we have cosmic microwave background. The cosmic microwave background is like a baby picture of the universe. It's a faint glow of light left over from the time when the universe was very young, around 380,000 years after the Big Bang. This light comes from every direction in space, and it's a snapshot of how the universe looked when it first cooled down enough for light to move freely. After the Big Bang, the universe was incredibly hot and filled with energy. Everything was packed together very tightly. As the universe expanded, it started to cool down. Around 380,000 years later, the temperature dropped enough that atoms could form. This allowed light to travel without being scattered by particles, which was impossible before because the universe was like a thick fog. This light has been traveling through space ever since, and it is what we now see as the cosmic microwave background. The CMB is important because it gives us a snapshot of the early universe. By studying it, scientists can learn a lot about how the universe started, its shape, age, and what it's made of. It also shows tiny differences in temperature and destiny, which later grew into the galaxies, stars, and planets we see today. Number 5 brings us to the discovery of water on Moon. The discovery of water on the Moon has been a big milestone in space exploration. In the late 1990s, NASA's Lunar Prospector spacecraft found evidence of water ice near the Moon's poles. The spacecraft used instruments to detect hydrogen, which suggested water might be trapped in the form of ice in permanently shadowed craters that never see sunlight. The real breakthrough came in 2009. NASA's LCROSS mission sent a rocket crashing into one of these dark craters. It kicked up a huge plume of dust, and NASA's instruments detected water in the debris. This confirmed that water ice existed on the Moon. In 2020, NASA's SOFIA telescope found that water isn't just in dark craters but also spread across the surface in small amounts. This water is likely stored in a tiny glass beds or trapped in the lunar soil. This discovery is important because water can be used by future astronauts for drinking, making oxygen to breathe, and even turning into fuel for rockets. It means the Moon could be a stepping stone for longer space missions, like trips to Mars. At number 4, we have the mysterious radio burst, or FRBs. Fast radio bursts are powerful, very short bursts of radio waves that come from space. They last only a few milliseconds but release more energy than the Sun does in an entire day. Scientists first discovered them in 2007, and since then, hundreds have been observed. FRBs come from all directions in the sky, but their exact origin is still a mystery. Some are one-time events, while others repeat from same location. Most come from very far away, outside our galaxy, and travel billions of light years to reach us. There are many ideas about what causes FRBs. Some scientists think they could be from collapsing stars, black holes, or highly magnetized neutron stars called magnetars. Some even wonder if they could be signals from alien civilizations, though there is no strong evidence for that. Researchers study FRBs by using radio telescopes that can catch these fast signals. By studying their patterns and how they travel through space, scientists hope to learn more about the universe, like the nature of matter and magnetic fields in space. At number 3, the controversial discovery of phosphine in Venus's atmosphere. The discovery of phosphine on Venus was a pretty exciting find. Phosphine is a chemical compound made up of phosphorus and hydrogen. On Earth, it is usually found in things like rotten fish or in some industrial processes. But it's also a potential sign of life in other places because living organisms can produce it. In 2020, scientists announced they had detected phosphine in the clouds of Venus. This was surprising because on Earth, phosphine is mostly produced by living organisms. Finding it on Venus raised the question, could there be some form of life there? The phosphine was found using data from telescopes like the James Clerk Maxwell Telescope and the Atacama Large Millimeter Submillimeter Array. These telescopes can detect specific signals from space, including those from phosphine. The presence of phosphine in Venus's clouds suggests that something unusual is happening there. It might mean there are chemical processes going on that we don't fully understand. While it's not definitive proof of life, it's a clue that we need to investigate further. At number 2, we have the Parker Solar Probe. The Parker Solar Probe is a NASA spacecraft designed to study the Sun. Scientists wanted to learn more about the Sun's outer atmosphere, called the corona. They noticed that the corona is much hotter than the Sun's surface, and they wanted to find out why. The idea for the Parker Solar Probe came up in the 1950s, but it took a long time to plan and build the spacecraft. The Parker Solar Probe was launched on August 12, 2018, using a Delta IV Heavy rocket. It started its journey toward the Sun from Kennedy Space Center in Florida. The spacecraft mission is to get closer to the Sun than any previous spacecraft. It aims to study the solar corona, solar wind, and solar energetic particles to help scientists understand space weather and improve forecasts that affect satellites and Earth. As it gets closer to the Sun, the Parker Solar Probe sends back valuable data. It is helping scientists learn more about how the Sun's atmosphere works and how solar activity impacts the solar system. Amazing, right? And finally, at the number 1, James Webb Space Telescope. The James Webb Space Telescope is one of the most advanced space telescopes ever built. Its main job is to look far into space and see things that other telescopes can't. Scientists and engineers started planning JWST in the 1990s. They wanted a telescope that could see further into the universe and help us understand things like how galaxies form and what distant planets are like. They designed it to be much more powerful than the Hubble Space Telescope. Building JWST was a huge task. It took over 20 years and involved thousands of people from around the world. The telescope had to be built to work in space, so it had to be very carefully constructed and tested to make sure everything would work perfectly once it was launched. Once JWST reached its orbit, it had to unfold itself. It had a big sun shield and mirrors that needed to be carefully deployed. This process took several months and was very complicated. Engineers had to make sure everything was in the right place and working properly. After all the unfolding and testing were completed, JWST started taking its first image in mid-2020. These images were stunning and showed incredibly detailed views of the universe, including distant galaxies, star-forming regions, and exoplanets. And there you have it, the top 10 space discoveries of 21st century. Each of these breakthroughs has expanded our understanding of the universe and sparked our curiosity about what lies beyond. If you enjoyed this journey through space, don't forget to give us thumbs up and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. What discovery surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching and keep looking up. There's so much to explore. Until next time, this is Sourashis Chakraborty from AstroSourashis signing off.